that France team, like
Oh
it's
no, I mean, yeah.
horrific. It's just as Gignac, and Gignac had like the performance of his lifetime with a hat
Mhm.
trick and a last minute assist, which I give it to you. Like it was a fantastic game, but that
Yeah.
team is very poor. Like I'm really
Oh,
disappointed that France didn't bring a better names, okay?
of
Because
course
they're so stacked. France
they
is
are.
completely stacked, and the names that are out there, I'm not gonna bash them, but there's more quality there in the C or the D team, okay?
Right. Yeah.
But starting the Olympics, I have to mention this. Give Pedri a rest, man. 68
Seriously.
games this season. Have you
Yeah.
seen the state of that man? Like,
I,
his face says it all. Like, how is he still playing at 18? Come on,
yeah. I mean,
Barcelona medical department must be like, chill out, Pedri. Chill out.
yeah. He reminds me of like, oh man, what Walter White as he moves through Breaking Bad, right? And I understand he's sick too, so in the show, but in terms of him dealing with his choices, right? Pedri looks like there's a little bit of why did I sign up for this? I know the guy probably can't even grow a beard, but it looks like he's letting one come in. Poor kid though. I mean, him, Donny Olmo looks tired.
Mm-hmm.
They still managed to win today, so you got to give it to them. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it was Oyarthabal who
Yep,
actually scored the match winner. A
he
nice,
did.
nice one. Brian Heel looked lively on the wing. Tottenham fans. I mean, you got to watch him. Pretty exciting, but that I agree with you. 68 matches, man. Hang them up for right
That
now.
that was a really good deal done by Tottenham, Brian Gil, because
Yeah.
Brian Gil offers something technically that little to none players do. He's really technically gifted, and I feel like getting Lamella off and getting Brian Gil, perfect
Yep.
deal. But Danny
I agree.
Olm, I agree with you. Danny Olm looks tired too, but I'd like to say the best player in the Olympics for me, in my opinion, in terms of world class ability. Okay, you have Richarlison, but you have Diego Carlos too.
Yeah.
Like the center back, Pau Torres and Diego Carlos can be the best center back duo in the Olympics. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's a Spanish against Brazil final. It can work out really well,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna give it to Brazil.
Okay.
And I like to say I was really, I laughed a ton when I saw this. Did you see that Richarlison? He posted like a pic that because he had a first half hat trick, okay,
Yes. What,
and
29
you had
minutes, I think.
players like yeah, which was fantastic. But Leandro Paredes was saying, in a final, like na Copa, like in the Copa America, where were
Yeah.
you,
Where were you?
Richarlison?
That's good.
So it's I understand that criticism, but I think Brazil are coming here to win it all. Claudinho,
Yes.
I think after the Olympics he'll leave, and Danny Alves. Danny Alves is gonna get another trophy in his books. Like how many does he have already? So
Right.
that team is very very interesting.
Not to mention
Very
he's he's
interesting.
he's actually playing well. He's not just there, Mr. Locker Room. He is actually playing pretty damn
I,
well for
I agree
Brazil.
with you. I agree.
Yeah.
And another overlooked player for Brazil, and which is a baller, is Bruno Guimarães. Bruno
I was
Guimarães.
literally just about to announce him. Yeah, absolutely. And him versus Germany, it was phenomenal. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Bruno Guimarães offers a lot of stability to a midfield. He's so
yep,
reliable. He loses the ball like minimal,
yeah.
and like yeah, I really like him. He might leave Lyon too. I know he came early. I know he's been a year there, but I
Yeah.
can't see him staying too long. He's really good.
I feel like he hasn't even really given all he could yet to
Hmm.
that Lyon squad, and they're going to need it more than ever this year. But yeah, I think one more season, if he has a good season with them, it's kind of yeah. There will be offers coming in.
Yeah.
But just going back to it, I mean, you mentioned it with France, right? Germany was the exact same thing, and listening to Stefan Kuntz's like expedition, like Indiana Jones, like I gotta go find a player that actually wants to join my team to go to the Olympics. It's kind of baffling, right? And
Hmm.
it's kind of the German standard, right? They don't really care. They're not really giving a crap about bragging rights, and frankly, I don't blame them. But yeah, could you imagine a full squad? full
But
German squad there.
but Germany do have bragging rights because they won the under 21 tournament against my team
Oh, that's
Portugal,
true. Yes. Yeah,
and
I did.
like them winning the under 21 tournament does like bring in players like Florian Wirtz needs a rest, Karim Adeyemi needs a rest, Yusufu Mokoko, I know he wasn't there but he needs a rest too.
Yeah.
So Musiala is a first team quality already. So all these four players, Die Mannschaft, be hopeful. Like it's not the Olympics is turning really bad that's gonna put you down. And just
Yeah.
look at the names. Like you're right. Arne Meyer is the interesting player in that team. For in my opinion. I like him a lot. Like
Yeah,
he's a really good midfielder in my opinion. But
he's
I like to mention here, like my I really need to mention this of the Olympics topic
Mhm.
is Takefusa Kubo.
Oh yeah.
Kubo is whoa, he's good, you know, and I think Real Madrid fans are gonna say, look, we got a Japanese here that can be like the one of the players of our future team. Like he's really good, and Ritsu Doan next to him,
Yeah.
that partnership for Japan, Japanese. Wait, they're coming. Okay,
Yeah.
they're gonna be first team quality soon, and they're very, very good. So I'm very, very hopeful on these two players. Really high potential, and right now, they're balling. And Ritsu Doan developed incredibly well in the Eredivisie at Groningen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And to be
Then he
honest, I
went to
think
then he went to PSV, right?
yeah, I just think a Kubo loan to the Eredivisie makes the most sense. I mean, they keep sending him to what was it, Alaves last year?
Yeah,
Another one. I think they had it was two loans in 1 year.
I think he had
Uh,
Villarreal.
Yeah, the
Kubo went.
kid just needs stability. He just needs to play. It's one of those things. I say it. I feel like we say it a lot about players. You need to find a place where he can play through his mistakes and still get put in the 11 because he offers many qualities that nobody else can match on the pitch, right?
But that's a good
So
pick. That's a good pick. You saying Kubo to Eredivisie because Odegaard had the similar effect, and he improved a lot in the
yeah,
Eredivisie. So I like that.
yeah. So and I got to go back just for 1 second to that German team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very quickly. We have to remember that these Olympic Games actually did kind of inspire one player in particular that tends to come up a whole lot now when you're talking about the superpower that is Bayern, right? And that's Serge Gnabry. And that was his instance to ball out. And that was his kind of, hey, wow, look at this kid. He can actually do some things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, not surprisingly, after the Olympics, he had a breakout season. So you have to think about that other end of the spectrum of these players that will hopefully be able to break out at this tournament. And I don't think it's going to come from the D and the E and the F because Serge Gnabry was not considered, so low down on the totem pole when it comes to being a German youth international. So I don't know, man. I just wrestle with that. I wrestle with the French bringing, like you said, like their E, their F team. And then you have the complete flip side, and we're getting angry at this. Spain bringing like a flippin' A team. And we're like, you got to rest the players. So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation for these clubs and these federations. But
I think Brazil has the best mix in the team.
Yeah.
Brazil,
Oh, yeah.
you got players that are reliable there, and they're not too bad. But I like to finish off with the Olympics with Mexico. Like Mexico brought in Lainez, and Diego Lainez and Alexis Vega.
Yep.
I was really happy to see those two playing extremely well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know too much about Alexis Vega, but seeing he's a winger at Guadalajara, 23 years old.
Yep.
He has a goal and an assist, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he might get a move because of the Olympics, and that's what I was thinking when you were mentioning Gnabry. But going a bit against what you said, if Gnabry went to this Germany team at the time, he would still be the best player in that team, because Germany has, in my opinion,
Sure.
like you don't have a lot of talent there. Maximilian Arnold, like he was a Wonderkid, I'd say 5 years ago. Right now,
Right. Well, yeah, he's one of their old players. Yeah. No, I mean Gnabry in past Olympics. He was in past Olympics. Not bringing him to this one. I mean, Serge Gnabry got a chance to ball.
Yeah. But even the quality in that team, it's better. So
yeah, fair enough. But Alexis Vega is definitely going to be one to watch, and it's always nice. I mean, if you look at just the dribbles completed stat right now, Diego Lainez is up at the top there. Takafusa Kubo is probably up there too. But we also have to remember, and I think one of the dark horses here is going to be Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast, you got Franck Kessié, you got Amad Diallo, you have Wilfred Singo, who plays in Serie A and was actually pretty high up in, at least for U23s in some of the statistical categories. And these are guys that have played together in the past, right? Whether it's the African Nations Cup or other competitions down there. And I tell you what, the African nations generally do very, very well at the Olympics. And I don't think this one's going to be any different. The Ivory Coast looks like a team to beat. They held Brazil to a 0-0 draw just today, I think. And yeah, them and Mexico, I would say, are dark horses to win this thing, even though Mexico lost today after they lost the guy. They were a man down 11 minutes in. So they had to play 80 minutes of the game, a man down. So, hey, this is the fun part of the Olympics, right? It gives us more football and more shines more of a light on some of the players that likely would not get an opportunity if it's at the U21 Euros or, I don't know, just playing some insignificant friendly during the summer.